Fortnite Chapter 6 is finally here, and it's honestly pretty good. Now that might be shocking to a lot of you, because as most of you know, I haven't been a fan of the past seasons, especially Remix Chapter 2. But I've been playing this season for a couple of hours now, and I honestly think it's one of the best starts to a chapter that we've ever had. Now to fully understand why it's so good, we have to go all the way back to the live event that took us here. The concert, in my opinion, was phenomenal. Well, at least with the exception of the Ice Spice part. I've said it before and I'll say it again, her music isn't that good. Everybody knows the reason why this video got 102 million views. But anyways, I like how they promoted it as a concert and then remixed past live events. Like, we got to see a remix version of the Device event and the Mech vs. Monster event. Travis Scott kinda came back, but the obvious star of the show is Juice WRLD, and that concert did not disappoint. They paid tribute to Juice WRLD in one of the best ways possible, and if he was still alive, I think he would be really proud. The concert set the standards for Chapter 6 really high, but we had to wait until overnight to see if those standards were met. And let me just say, Epic Games did really well. Let's start off by talking about the weapons. Unlike in Chapter 5, hitscan weapons are finally back in the game. Basically what hitscan means is that as long as your target's on the enemy while you're shooting at them, then it's gonna hit them. It makes it a lot easier to hit shots, and you don't have to worry about anticipating anything. With that being said, the ARs are crazy good. There are two ARs, and one has a scope and the other doesn't, but the one with the scope, you could toggle it on and off. They absolutely beam, and in my opinion, they're the best ARs since the Twin Mag AR from Chapter 4. Now for the shotguns, there's 3 different kinds, and they suit all different kinds of gameplay. Now the Twin Fire shotgun is the most like a drum shotgun. It shoots 2 bullets at a time and it's just another auto shotgun. The Oni shotgun is like a 2-shot Ranger shotgun. It has 2 shots, but the range on it is absolutely insane. And then finally there's the Sentinel pump, which is the closest thing to a pump shotgun, and it's probably going to be everyone's first choice. Now for the SMGs, they're actually really good. I personally enjoy the Veiled Precision because it's an absolute laser beam, but the Surge Fire is pretty good too. The Surge Fire has 40 shots and the fire rate actually gets faster the longer you spray it. And of course the Suppressed Pistol made a return, but nobody really cares about that. Now for a new addition to the game, we have masks, and they're actually overpowered. The Void Oni mask allows you to throw out a teleportation bubble just like Loba's ring from Apex Legends. And this is actually really good for mobility. The other mask is the Fire Oni mask, and it's nothing too special. You get to throw fireballs and they target the enemy and do 100 damage. And although this can be very useful, it's kind of impractical. So overall, masks are really cool, but what kind of ended up being the biggest disappointment were the samurai swords. I think we were just all expecting to get the kinetic blade back, and we just didn't get it. I mean, it just doesn't travel as far, and sure you could sprint with it, and it increases your FOV, but the damage just isn't great. Like, the main reason people carried the kinetic sword was because of the mobility, but there's so many better options, so. Moving on, we go to one of the newest concepts, which are sprites, and these things are absolutely adorable. There's air sprites and water sprites, and when you put the air one down, it actually boosts you up like a launch pad. The water sprite, on the other hand, heals you like a shield keg does. But when you bring a sprite to a shrine, it gives you a 10-second animation, and then it gives you loot and this thing called a boon, which is like a little perk. And then there's these new bosses called Shoguns, and they're scattered around the map, but they're almost impossible to defeat. But if you do defeat them, they give you a boon and a mythic weapon, so it's kinda worth it, kinda not, you decide. But nevertheless, the concept's still really cool. And then we have the map, which I really like. It's Chapter 5, but it's got a nice Japanese theme to it. And then there's the Battle Pass, which I think is really cool. I love how they included Baymax in the Battle Pass and not just a skin in the shop. And just overall, I think the skins are pretty solid. And there's also 4 types of new movement, being wall scramble, wall kick, roll landing, and ledge jump, but they're honestly not too noticeable. Like, they haven't affected my gameplay too much, so it doesn't really matter to me. Oh, and then there's the new simple edit setting. This setting basically makes the edit based on where your crosshair placement is. This actually makes editing a whole lot faster because you don't have to do any of the motions. All you have to do is tap your edit button. It's just kind of hard to get used to, but if you could get used to it, you're gonna be really good. That's pretty much it. This chapter's shaping up to be really good. And I don't know how many people are going to be playing it once Fortnite OG comes out, because I'm probably not, but hey, it's another thing to do. But as of right now, it's looking like it could be a top 5 season. In my opinion, it's definitely better than Remix Chapter 2. So is it the best season ever? No, obviously not. But it definitely has top 5 potential. And hey, they gave us Baymax in the Battle Pass instead of making us pay for him in the shop, so that's really generous of them. So overall, I really like this season, and if you guys agreed with me, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about Chapter 6 in the comments, but otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching.